Welcome everyone. Today we're going to tie a fairly big fly. This is it. It's about 7.5, 8 inch long, and this is a big GT flies. It's black and red. Good color combination, and had a really good reports on this fly. And I offer two sizes, a size 5 aught and 8 aught. We're gonna do the big one. Requires quite a bit materials. Being a big flies, then you have to use really plenty material. Let's put it this way. We got 3 colors flash. We got 3D minnows, 2 colors, 2 brushes, 2 different colors of brushes, eyes and hooks, of course. At this point, there is very little to talk about it. Let's get busy and let's have some fun. So this is going to be a really big fly for my test. Let's put it this way. Put these guys over here for now. So we're good to go. I'm going to be working with clear threads as usual. And the first thing I'm going to be starting with it will be an Ramos brush in red. Yeah, let me show you how this works. So that you don't have to open from the top, you go from the bottom. Got a little triangle over here, just like that. And you just pull it one brush. This guy stays over there. So I'm gonna explain to you how it works as we work into this fly. Okay, I'm here at the bend of the hook pretty much. I'm using an SL12 size 8/0. And if you're going for GTs and you're not comfortable with this hook, I mean, look, let's be realistic. GT is a powerful fish, and especially if you try to catch those 80 pounders plus, you want to make sure you have a good hook. I feel this is a good hook. But again, if you don't feel comfortable with it, then you use the hook that you are comfortable. Anyway, so we're gonna start to wrapping the brush. Such as this can, and this turn basically is one right after the other. Make sure the fiber doesn't get tangled, and if they do, when it comes to brush, there's nothing better than this finger brush. Let's see if we have enough over here. right. I think this is enough. I will say. What the hell? Let's do one more. After all, what do I know? All right. All right. So, in a minute, we're gonna figure out what to do with the brush. Let's get the fibers. This color is a red sunrise, so it's not 100% red. It's a blend of colors. It has some orange on it. Let's do the black. This one is not black 100%, is a bleeding black, so it has some red on it. So really good color combination. All right. We have to figure out on the first step to put a decent amount of fibers, you know, for the tail parts. And then as we progress, of course, we put less and less and less. So I feel like that this should be enough. I'll put them over here for now. So if we wanted this 7.5, 8, so let's say 8 is over here, so we have it right here. Okay, so this way I know how far back I have to go. So we measure, this is gonna be 8 over here. And now we're gonna have to start it to tapering the fibers. I'm gonna take my time to tie these flies. I'm not gonna rush it. Let's see again, the 7.5 to 8 inch. Okay, it's right here. Yeah. So here we have 8. So I'd rather be a little bit longer. And then if we feel like it to trim it, then we'll trim it. Okay, so as you can see it, if I'm going to put this as it is, so the reason of this brush over here is to open them up. The fly eventually is gonna have to open to create a wider silhouette, but in reality you don't have that much of materials on it. But as you can see, this one is pushing up. So we needed to trim it, the anadromous brush, so that it's gonna lay flat. And what I mean by that is this. I just wanted to show you what I would do it if you were not going to trim it right on top over here. Okay, so now, as you can see it will lay flat. Okay, so before we're gonna put this, we're gonna put a couple of strands of flush. That's gonna go around the middle, because on the bottom it's gonna be the orange. So we're gonna do this. I'll tap it as well. And let's see, where do we have the length right there? This is about 8. Or maybe longer than that. But we can always trim at the end. To make sure, of course, we always measure it. So we're good. There you go. So now we have the fibers right here. And what you should do is cut these fibers in an angle. And make sure you go over with your threads. Now you go backwards until you reach the brush. There we go. So now we're gonna go with the orange, of course. And we're gonna do pretty much the same amount of fibers. Seems to be a little bit, tiny bit too much. Okay. Again, we are going to tap it. Looks good. Okay, what I will do at this point is this. We're gonna divide this bunch in half. Equal parts. Just like this. And we're gonna work our way in. And we're gonna apply this sideways and towards the bottom. Okay, yeah, seems to be right. Give a couple of turns. Now you're gonna fix it and put it where it belongs to. So we have a one side, and we're gonna go do the other side. Okay. Measure it, of course. I mean, being a big flies requires, you know, a little bit more attention to put everything in place, if you know what I mean. So it's, besides the amount of material that goes into it, it's the time involved into this. Okay, so you'll do the same thing. We did it with the red. We cut this thing in an angle. And make sure it'll get tight in. Just like this. Now we'll take a look at it. And let's see what we have in the first step. We got to make sure that we like it. Okay, I think I like it. I want to put a little flash into this. This is a blue pearl. And then we're going to put a little red as well. Okay. There we go. Basically, we got the base. You can see already over here, the brush is pushing over here, so it starts to push out the fibers. Let's go back to the block, but before we'll do that, let's put a little zap on it so we put everything in place. Now we're gonna go and put a little bit less fibers because we're gonna reverse these fibers now. So basically will be double amount of that, so it will give it the same quantity that we used into the first bunch. So let's say we're gonna double, so we're gonna go around here. So this should be good. So this is the first bunch. This is gonna be the second one. Sure you can see that. Then we have the front. So it looks good. reverse it. Just like that. We go into the orange. And basically, we're going to do the same thing. This fly, by the way, will take a good half hour, no matter what you're doing. So just for you to know that there is a time involved into it. Okay. Let me see if we got this right. Yep. We're gonna reverse to the other side. So this is step number 2. We're gonna be doing one more application on the fibers, because after that we're gonna finish the fly with the brush. Before I'll do that, I wanna see, I wanna put a little bit more flash and red over here. When you do use black fibers and red fibers, your choice on sparkle should be red without any hesitation. That's your call right there, red. All right. So far, so good. All right, one more. Let me see what we got. Okay. Sounds about right here. Oops. Once you'll catch up the fibers and just make sure the fibers are in the right spot. Eventually, when we glue it, we will be fine, so don't worry about that. Okay. Ah, happens. This is a heavy duty fly, so you gotta put some pressure. And I don't want to use the heavier threads because that will bulk my flies. I'd rather break the threads and do the best I can to apply the right amount of pressure on it. Than just to use the thicker threads. Okay, let me see what we got here. Good. I got enough fluff, so I'm not gonna put any more flash. One more thing I would like to do is putting a little bit more black fibers over there, just to finish at the top. And then we're gonna start with the brush. That will be the last material will go in. Okay, I got this ready. And before I'll do that, I'm gonna pull out one brush. And I'm gonna put in place before I finish with the top color. All right, that's good. I'm gonna do this right here. Okay, change it. Threads. So that I will cover the hook shank before I go over with the brush. Okay, might as well I go over. There you go. Get 1 or 2 F each. And now we're ready to roll with the brush. Zap. Always put the bobbin away. So this way you're running out of trouble. There you go. All right, so now we have everything in place. There you go. Now we can roll with the brush. So we wanted these heads over here fairly thick. So we're gonna have to tie pretty much one next to each other. And one brush, it might not be enough for this size of fly. So we'll see soon enough. But I don't think it's gonna be enough. Again, it's a big fly, so. Yeah, as I suspected, not enough. So we're gonna have to put another brush. Maybe half a brush or quarter brush or something like that. We'll see. All right, so once we got that, we should have a piece of it in some place. Oh yeah, there's always that, like a magic. There we go. And pretty much you start at the brush where you finish it. Will be fine. I mean, you could have finished over here. You don't have to add a new brush, but I'd rather give a couple of more wraps over here. I'll put a drop. I mean, you saw how many wraps I gave it to. So we'll do one more and we're gonna finish the fly. We got plenty over here. All right. Looks good. all around. So it's finished. I'm gonna give it one more turn over here. Finish it without wasting any time. All right, let's see what do we got. Let's see what do we got over here. Put this vise away for now. All right. Looks good. Looks very good. Yeah, I think we're gonna like it. The flash is on around the middle, which is good. The head is gonna be pretty much, see, the way it's gonna open over here will be good. So we open the fibers. All right, here we go. Big scissors always make the difference. One thing that I really don't like over here, I feel like there is too much flash in the middle. And what I'm going to do is, I don't know if you know this or not, I just want to tell you, I want to point at you. It's too much flash, and you see the way it separated the column? I don't like that. So you're going to go over here at the base. And you go in. Don't close the scissor. You just cut it like a knife. I think I'm going to pull out 2 more strands. Or maybe more. Let me see what we got over here. I can get 2, 4, 6 strands. Okay. See the difference? I mean, you really can see that. There's no way, no how you cannot see that. Now the color, there's no color separation over here pretty much. All right. We're gonna go slowly. go very slowly. And we're gonna go on the side as well. When it comes to big flies, you know, my suggestion to you is when you're trimming, just take a little bit at a time. You might be surprised, you know, one cut, how much material really can take them away. We get in there, couple of more touch, and then I'm not gonna trim it anymore. I'd rather go this way. So you have a better control. Oh yeah. Yep. Okay. Yep, I think this is it. I'm gonna see if I can. How about, can you see it? So, you know, this is what you really want to achieve. You know, it's right here. So we're gonna just put the eyes on it, and you know, we're good to go fishing. You can use it as a stick-on eyes if you want it. You can use it this eyes if you want it, whatever you want it. You know, it's your choice. I'm gonna go with these guys over here. So now we're gonna have to make a room for the eyes. And how that works, again, it's you have to look for the hook shank, which is about here. So I want the eye over here. You know, you can see, you can aim by the the hook point. See, you can do this. See that? There you go. Let's see. Let's measure the eyes. Good. Good. You're gonna need a really good generous amount of glue, because this is a big hole. Remember, the eyes I'm using are 9 millimeters, so they're fairly big. So I really want to fill that gap, which I am. There you go. We got eye number 2. Now let's do eye number 1. Now we'll do number 2. Good. I think we got it. That's good. Don't touch the fibers over here, otherwise you're going to pull those fibers. And just have to wait until they will set and dry. So there it is. I hope you enjoy. I mean, you saw how much time is involved into these flies. I mean, I could do a little bit faster, don't get me wrong, but I really don't want to do that, so that you can see the steps in details, and you know, it will make it easy on you, that's for sure. So until next time, have a good time out there and tie flies and kill sometimes until it's time to go fishing. Be well.